we move on to our next fireside chat when we talk about India's Mobility 2030, the road to leadership. And joining us for this conversation is Mr. Vipul K Maheshwari, who is the Executive Director R&D at Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, who plays a key role in driving innovation and advancing future-ready and energy and mobility solutions. So please welcome in on stage, ladies and gentlemen, as I have the honor to interview him. Thank you, Mr. Maheshwari. Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
So when we speak of Mobility 2030, when we speak of its leadership, where do you see India?
Actually speaking, we are in a very sweet spot as far as the mobility growing is concerned. We as a country, if you have a look at it and the industry which you see, it is the fastest transforming itself type of situation. If you see various variants which are required, pillars which are required, it is energy which is required, a vehicle which is required, infrastructure which is required, services which is required. All these things, separate pillar wise, we are doing wonderful. All the people, my friends sitting here, we are representing from the vehicle segment, which is a new technology which they are adopting, is coming full flow. And our Mr. Sir also really appreciated how they have transformed it and how HPCL and India and all the oil companies have geared up such a fast changeover from BS4 to BS6 within 3 years. Within 3 years it has been done. Now you are seeing the change which is taking place, which is from ethanol conversion, which few years back we were thinking it is few percentage. It is now reached to 20%, and now soon we are talking about 25% of ethanol adoption. EV, anyway you are seeing is all the companies are having more than 25,000 of EV charging station which has been already put up. The entire ecosystem, entire infrastructure which is required to suit to this particular change and transformation is actually put in place. And above all, the policies. Above all, the policies which is being put up, our Mr. Sir also have indicated the policy for change, policy for transformation. Everything is being put up and really pushed hard. This change is happening very fast. Finally, as a customer, as a consumer, you may not be able to see it immediately, but you will see it within next 3 to 4 years, big transformation coming in.
As far as EVs are concerned, realistically speaking from that point of view, where are you looking at the fuel mix in the future?
EVs are going to be pick of the time, but it is going to take some time for really going to become maturity, because the ecosystem and the infrastructure which is getting developed, it is going to be soon in place. The entire battery system, entire battery which is getting developed, made today, is coming from specific areas. Whereas as India, if we have to go for energy security, energy independence, it is not only crude, it is about the rare earth metals also.
So when we look at the 2030 point of view, sir, what are your thoughts on that, on your closing comments, if you want to talk about as far as mobility is concerned? Are people underestimating it?
No, people are not underestimating. Sir has also told, and everybody has also expressed, the industry growth in the mobility sector is really, really phenomenal. And as the people aspiration is going up, we are going to have more vehicles, we are going to have more utilization. Only thing which is required to be carried out, more efficiency, more efficient vehicles, more efficient processes, more efficient ways and means to serve the people.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Maheshwari, for your point of view. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands together in welcoming Anshul Arzare, who is the Managing Director and CEO of Yes Securities, as he discusses the importance of building a culture of road safety and a shared responsibility when it comes to protecting every commuter in our journey towards a smarter India.
Very, very good evening, and many congratulations to all the winners today. As we see that how we have evolved over a period of time on the vehicles, and we had a lot of discussions around it today, that the vehicles have become very, very intelligent. Today, a car has so many sensors that it can reduce its speed, it can brake itself, it can warn you that you're sleeping, It can vary the speed, which we called variable speed adjustments and all. It can park on its own. So vehicle has become very, very intelligent and very, very sensible to protect us. Now, all this is happening to the safety of the passengers in the vehicle. So vehicle बहुत intelligent हो गया है, बहुत sensible हो गया है. But कहाँ है हमारी sensibility towards another vehicle owner which is little less blessed but traveling alongside us on the road? I'm talking about the pedestrians, I'm talking about the cyclists, who are also a very, very important commuters, and for them cycle is also a very, very important mode of transport. So this is where we want to draw attention, and at Yes Securities, we are very, very careful about the fact, which Nitinji also said, that health is wealth. And we know we are wealth partners. We help customers to build their long-term wealth. We help in their wealth journey. We guide them where to invest, how to build wealth over a period of time, how to beat inflation and all. But at the same time, what about health? वेल्थ बनाने में तो हम मदद कर देंगे और वेल्थ बना भी देंगे, लेकिन इस वेल्थ को जब एंजॉय करने का टाइम आएगा तब हेल्थ होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड हेंस एट यस सिक्योरिटीज़ वी inaugurated our first cyclothon event in Mumbai, where people could drive on streets up to 50 kilometers without any foundation. I think इसमें एक जो important initiative with Times and Mr. Nitin Gadkari we started 1 year back, which is break the habit. So I will want to just focus on 2 habits we need to break over a period of time. One is pertains to our own behavior. What is our view towards the cyclist who is driving along with us on the road? We are more privileged to have a powered vehicle, but he is less privileged to have a vehicle which he has to push on his own muscle strength. Second important side, which comes towards the better town planning, and I think मुझे लगता है कि next Minister of Urban Town Planning should be Nitin Gadkari ji only, because have we ever thought of a cyclist in our mind when we are planning roads inside a city? You know, it's not there. So it has to start from there. I still feel that there are more number of cycles than more number of vehicles on this. I think it is very, very important to think about the cyclist and make sure that we create enough infrastructure within the urban space. While it is still comfortable to ride a cycle in a rural area or a semi-urban area, but in an urban area, it is very, very difficult. We can be more careful about the cyclist from tomorrow onwards when we travel on road and give them the much needed space together, as they are also commuting on the vehicle, which we have a powerful engine in front of us, but they have the powerful legs with them. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about our next panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, which is titled Smart Mobility and Manufacturing, the Viksit Bharat Ecosystem. And to steer this conversation, may I invite once again on stage our moderator this evening, Manav Sinha, editor, Times Drive. And with him, we are getting also our esteemed panelists joining him, Kavita Verma, who is the CEO, Maxwell Energy Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause running. We have Uday Narang, who is the founder, chairman of Omega Seki Mobility. And we also have Naveen Gupta, founder, Trev Mobility.
As today we've spoken about the future, we've spoken about EVs, we've spoken about battery. Kavita, I would like to start with you. The battery management systems and battery manufacturing is definitely at the epicenter of whatever we do going forward. So what do you think India needs to do to be globally competitive in this space?
When we are talking about the EV technology and we talked about the battery management system and other electronics components, certainly they come at the center of the EV vehicle actually, right? And while we are talking about the battery management system in context to the batteries, and lot is involving and evolving with respect to the chemistries, with respect to the cell technology. See what can bring India into the global competitiveness is how actually the batteries are being engineered, managed, and put it in the vehicles, right? We are actually integrating the imported technologies. And most of the EV system is right now dependent on the lot of imported components as well as the technology. And having these IPs in-house within India and investing on the R&D side, that is something which will bring us into the global leadership and this global competitiveness. We are at a very important step right now into the EV technology side, but there is a way to go, and developing, right from the design till manufacturing, if the important EV components can be done in-house, that is where we can have a pivotal positioning in the India itself. That's my take.
Thank you. So, Uday, you also have a large setup for manufacturing a lot of the vehicles that we see on the road. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think localization is the key to having a Viksit Bharat ecosystem in the future?
I think what's important is that clearly in the two-wheelers, the three-wheelers, and the one-ton trucks, I think the TCO model works. And unfortunately, we're in an environment where Mr. President is going to play games all across this world, and we're going to see high energy prices. We need to be energy independent. You know, in India, we're primarily, I don't know how much, you know me, I speak my mind. We are very reactive, right? When we know that importing cells from China, or we're going to import magnets from China. Why are we so reactive? Why are we not proactive, right? And at the end of the day, where oil prices, I spent 30 years in the US and Europe, I was a big commodity trader, oil is going to stay high, right? So the total cost ownership model for these vehicles, more and more EV and alternate energy is going to come into play because the total cost ownership model works. On top of that, obviously, great to see the government of Delhi say in 2027, it's going to be all three-wheelers, and in 2028, it's only going to be two-wheelers EV. So you're absolutely right. Manufacturing has to be smart, technology-oriented. The world is changing, and localization is extremely important, in my view.
Talking about ownership, you're very active in the shared mobility space. Where do you see that going, and do you think it's making a difference today? Do you think you've got a longer road to go ahead, or do you think we are on a good path in the coming future?
Definitely smart and shared mobility will move the India for the next decade, right? So let me break this down into two role plays. At one segment you have the first and the last mile issue, which is still persistent, in metros and non-metros, very, very evidently, right? So while the government has invested a lot in building your metros and your bus networks and all, but that shared mobility, let it be EV cabs, let it be ride-hailing companies, or let it be micro mobility players, they have to fill in that gap. So all in all, I would say that all things have to move ahead, and we have to change the way the mobility is working in India.
Thank you so much for giving us time, requesting everyone a huge round of applause. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I invite on stage Sharad Kachalia, who is the director, Naveen Group, a visionary entrepreneur who has played a key role in building one of Mumbai's leading mobility networks with a strong focus on quality, reliability, and also customer experience. Please welcome him on stage.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure, honorable guest, industry leader, and distinguished members of the government. Let me begin with one simple question. I want you to feel, not to just hear. What truly drives aspiration in nation? It's exposure to possibility. And that is where our industry plays a greater role than we often acknowledge. A luxury car segment that is projected to reach about 2 million by 2031. This is not a developing market. This market is in acceleration. At Naveen Group, we align ourselves with this reality across land, air, and water. Because of this customer, mobility is not about possession, it's about fluidity. But what truly defines them is how they think. They have moved from status to substance, where the batch matters, but where it stands for matter more. For transaction to relationship, where the showroom is just the beginning, and from aspiration to expectation, where the luxury is no longer a distant goal. Because we are not just responding to India's rise, we are shaping it. Every showroom becomes a stage. Every interaction, a last-minute imprint. We are influencing how an entire generation defines success. So if there is one truth I would leave you with, it is this. We are not in a car business. We are in aspiration business. And aspiration is most valuable currency a growing nation will ever possess. At Navneet Motors and Navneet Group, we remain deeply committed to this vision, customer-focused, value-driven, and aligned with rapidly evolving India. The roads are ready. The demand is real. The opportunity is now. The only question is, are we preparing this transformation or participating in it, or are we leading it? Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the winners in this case. So the applause must keep running. Please put your hands together in congratulating the Viewer's Choice EV Scooter of the Year, which is Kinetic DX. This is the car of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Hyundai Venue. Let's move on to the SUV of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an extreme pleasure in announcing the winner, and it is Kia Seltos. Move on to the next round of category, which is the design of the year. And it gives me immense honor in announcing the name. The design of the year is MG Cyberster EV. Let's give a big round of applause to the family car of the year, and the winner is Renault Triber. Big round of applause to the CSR initiative of the year, and the winner is Toyota India. Well, let's move on and announce the electric motorcycle of the year. And ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Ultraviolet X47. Let's invite on stage TVS NTORQ 150, who is the winner of the scooter of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on and announce the next set of awards, which is the HP Power 95 presents Luxury Sedan of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe that has won this award. Let's, in the meantime, announce the next set of awards, which is HP Pay presents Viewer's Choice of the Year, and the award goes to Tata Sierra. Let's move on and announce the next set of awards, which is the HP Racer Future X presents the Motorcycle of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. With a bated breath, let's announce the winner. Well, the winner is TVS Apache RTX 300. It gives me immense pleasure in announcing the premium car of the year, and the winner is Skoda Kodiaq. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the winner of the electric car of the year. Electric cars are now becoming the future, and the winner of this prestigious award is Mahindra XEV 9S. Let's move on and talk about EV Maker of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an immense pleasure in announcing the winner, and the winner is VinFast, the tech car of the year, and the award goes to Tata Harrier EV. And moving on to the next set of awards, it's Urban Car of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Well, once again, no-brainer, it goes to Tata Punch. Let's move on and talk about the electric scooter of the year, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure in announcing the winners, and the winner of the electric scooter of the year goes to TVS Orbiter. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next category of the awards, and this is the upgrade of the year. It goes to Citroën C3X, ladies and gentlemen. The performance car of the year, the winner is Skoda Octavia RS. Ducati Panigale V4S is the winner of the premium motorcycle of the year. Well, the next round of awards, ladies and gentlemen, is the Viewer's Choice Motorcycle of the Year. And of course, the winner is coming across as not a surprise. The winner is Royal Enfield Hunter 350. The winner of the award of the Neo Retro Motorcycle of the Year is Yamaha XSR 155. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the winners as we invite them on stage. This is the Commuter Motorcycle of the Year, and the winner is Honda CB 125 Hornet. And it is about the luxury SUV of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the award goes to Audi RS Q8. And that is the luxury performance car of the year. And the winner of these awards is Mercedes AMG CLE 53, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Times Drive and Times Network, thank you very much for joining us and making this evening truly memorable. So remember, drive safe, stay inspired, and we look forward on seeing you again next year. That's a wrap from me, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.